Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to dive deep into the true, multi-week reality of a major home renovation. We're using a 2026 San Diego roof replacement as our ultimate case study. You know, it's so easy to watch a home makeover show and think a massive structural change happens over a long weekend, but the reality on the ground and up on the roof is quite a bit different. So, let's dive right in and separate the marketing fiction from the very structural, heavily permitted facts. Here is our roadmap for today. First up, the 3-day myth. 2, planning and permits. 3, tear-offs and hidden damage. 4, construction, codes and costs. And finally, number 5, the final sign-off. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the 3-day roof myth. There's this massive gap between what contractors advertise and the actual administrative timeline of a complete project. You see it all the time on flyers, right? A new roof in 3 days. And, well, sure, the physical, on-site hammering of a new asphalt shingle roof might only take 3 to 5 days. But a true professional isn't just selling you a few days of labor. They're selling you a fully code-compliant, inspected, and warrantied system. So the real timeline, from the literal minute you sign your contract to the day the city inspector signs off on the final permit, is usually anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. I really want you to keep this National Association of Home Builders rule in mind throughout this explainer. They highly recommend a 10 to 15% contingency fund for renovations in homes over 30 years old. Why? Because you just don't know what's hiding beneath the surface. Your roof is absolutely not the place to skip this financial safety net, because as we're going to see, the house always has a vote when you start tearing things down. The actual construction is just a fraction of the journey. Week 1 is strictly planning and permitting. Week 2, that brings the really messy tear-off and the critical deck inspection. Week 3 is where the actual dry-in and installation happen. And Week 4 is all about the final details, flashing, vents, and waiting for that final city inspection. Honestly, the longest phase of a project is often just the waiting, not the working. Okay, moving right along to section 2, planning and permits. Now, you might be wondering, do I actually need a permit for a roof replacement? It's super tempting to think you can just fly under the radar, skip the bureaucracy, and shave a week off your timeline, right? Let's answer that head on. The short answer is yes. Virtually all full roof replacements require San Diego Development Services Department, or DSD, permits. The city mandates a permit for any re-roofing over 100 square feet. This isn't just annoying red tape. It ensures your home actually complies with modern safety and building codes, and it triggers necessary inspections at really key stages. Plus, if you live in communities like Carmel Valley or Rancho Bernardo, you also have to get your HOA architectural committee to approve your plans. You literally cannot outrun a slow HOA committee. And working without a permit, that can lead to huge fines or massive headaches when you eventually go to sell your home. So if you want to compress that 6-week timeline, there are 3 actionable steps that are your absolute best defense against delays. Indecision is a huge timeline killer. First, lock in your material and color choices early, before signing the contract. Second, submit those HOA applications immediately. Don't wait. And third, right before the crew arrives, prep the job site. Move your patio furniture, potted plants, vehicles, the whole shebang. This literally saves the crew hours on day 1 so they can get straight to work. Which brings us to section 3, tear-offs and hidden damage. Removing the old layers of roofing exposes the bare structural reality of your home. It's the moment of truth. This phase is incredibly loud, it's messy, a massive dumpster shows up, tarps go everywhere, but the tear-off is so much more than just demolition. It's actually the most important inspection of the entire project. The wooden deck, the sheathing, is finally exposed for the first time in decades. We're looking for water damage, dry rot, termites, or if you're in a coastal area like Ocean Beach, severe corrosion on old fasteners. And this hits the nail on the head regarding why you need that 10 to 15% contingency fund. Finding soft spots or rot immediately stops the clock and starts a change order. Finding out your roof has multiple layers of old material instantly triples the disposal work. Discovering delaminated plywood, or worse, rotted rafters from termites? That means the roofing stops and the carpentry begins. The integrity of your new roof entirely depends on a solid deck beneath it. Add in a surprise winter storm or high Santa Ana winds, which force job sites to shut down for safety, and you can easily see why timelines stretch out. All right, section 4, construction, codes, and costs. Assuming your roof deck is sound, the scope, location, and materials wildly dictate your final bill. Let's look at 3 actual 2026 San Diego projects to put this in perspective. Take a North Park Craftsman, A straightforward 1,600 square foot tear-off with some plywood repair and modern Title 24 shingles. That's about 4 weeks and costs roughly $19,500. Now compare that to a massive 3,400 square foot Carmel Valley home with concrete Spanish tiles. That requires a delicate lift and relay process to fix the failing underlayment plus facial repairs. That pushes the timeline to 6 weeks and the cost $38,000. Finally, an Ocean Beach duplex needing a specific torch-down system for a flat roof and corrosion-resistant materials lands at 3.5 weeks and $16,800. Every single house really does require a totally unique approach. If you're experiencing a bit of sticker shock right now, there are 4 main factors driving these costs so high in the current market. First, supply chain pressures on petroleum-based materials like asphalt shingles. Second, California's strict Title 24 cool roof energy requirements, meaning your materials have to meet high solar reflectivity standards. Third, legitimate contractors carry massive insurance and liability burdens to protect you and their crews. And fourth, specialized skilled labor is in incredibly high demand. To really understand those labor costs, we have to talk about the California Department of Industrial Relations prevailing wage data. San Diego is an expensive place to live, right? This state data ensures specialized roofers are paid according to that high local cost of living. You aren't just paying for a roof. You're paying for expertise, methodical installation, and adherence to incredibly strict safety codes. And that leads us to our final part, Section 5, the final sign-off. A true professional builds their entire schedule around this exact moment, because the ultimate goal isn't actually a new roof. It's a legally closed permit. The job isn't finished until the San Diego DSD inspector physically verifies the installation. They're checking the metal flashing around chimneys, making sure vents are right, literally counting the nailing patterns on the shingles. Only when they sign that permit card is the project genuinely officially complete. Zooming out from San Diego for a second, local struggles with material costs and timelines are tracked nationally through the Remodeling Market Index. It measures remodelers' views on current market conditions and project backlogs. So if a contractor tells you they can't start for a month, this index is the data proving that reputable builders everywhere are managing the exact same high-demand backlogs and supply constraints. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. We've seen today that a new roof is far more than just 3 days of hammering. It's a complex, multi-week logistical dance with city planners, inspectors, unpredictable weather, and the hidden structural secrets of your own home. As you plan your next major renovation, ask yourself, is your contingency fund and your patience truly ready for a 6-week reality? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this helps you tackle your next home project with your eyes wide open.